Hello everybody, how are you doing? Welcome back to Man City Unplugged, your very own Man City fan channel. Uh, it's the Champions League draw against Dortmund. Just give me a minute. I'll actually change the lineups. Yeah, I think the lineups are all right. So yeah, it's a Champions League clash against Dortmund, and I think we need to win. Honestly, after the draw against Monaco, we need to win. It's not it's I mean it's going to be interesting this season in the Champions League. Like last season there was a question going around last season especially that is finishing in the top two in the Champions League, is it actually that beneficial, or in fact finishing in the top six that beneficial? Because it looks like even this season. For example, someone like a PSG might finish outside the top six, which just invariably means that you get to even if you finish in the top six, you get to play such kind of teams. Maybe, but there's something interesting. The reverse thing of that is, I think last season PSG had a bad this thing the bad group phase in the Champions League, and they won it, and the teams that finished in the top two, I mean especially Liverpool, they were out in the first knockout round, but PSG had a bad thing. Bayern just about scraped through, PSG scraped through, City scraped through, Madrid was mediocre. But I think this season it's not looking like that, your Madrid's, they lost yesterday, but Madrid was strong. Madrid was strong. Bayern, you know what Vincent Kompany is doing, and all of those things. I mean, it's interesting. I think this time order will be restored, and I think finishing in the top six, especially, is going to be very very important. And finishing in the top three, just seeing how the good teams are faring. I think finishing in the top three, top two might be difficult, but top three is going to be very very important. Bhaiya Ji, Zere, Bhaiya Ji, how you doing? don't know, don't know what to expect from Savio anymore. But Bhaiya Ji, what do you think? Today, will he play the system that he played against Bournemouth, which just means that, excuse me, yeah, which just means that will he leave his fullbacks high and wide to maintain the width and allow both as wingers? I mean, there were no wingers in the Bournemouth game, so allow your wide players as well to be narrow. Will he do that, or will he keep Savio and Ndoku wide? It's interesting to see. What's your opinion? It's interesting to see what he will do. I mean, I actually think that yes, yes. I mean, with the Savio thing, I mean, I have a little bit of a soft this thing corner towards Savio. That's because I've seen that Girona season, and which a lot of our other city players are also there, and Savio was outstanding. So just because I've seen that season, I just think there is some potential in this guy. I think we'll just need to give him some time. I think I've told it in the community as well before that till the end of the season, let us get to the end of the season, and then we'll judge Savio, because when Gautam is extremely annoyed by Savio, just like you, Bayaji doesn't like Savio. I think most of you people don't like Savio. I understand why, but since I've seen his potential there at Girona, an 18-year-old guy, go to until April, May, carry a relegation side until April, May alone, to almost to fighting for the title. So I just think just because of that, maybe I think till the end of the season you give to Savio, and if he's as useless till the end of the season, I'll hold my hands up and say yes, Savio isn't the one for us. But I just want us to give him till the end of the season. That's all. And also a benefit of the doubt, because Riyad Mahrez was shit for the first 12-15 months. Rodri didn't play well for 18 months, I think, since he has arrived. So people have taken time historically, and here we are just talking about a what 19-20 year old winger who's who's coming to a new league. And last season, the circumstances in which he's coming to the new league was even more brutal than our past players like Mahrez, and all of them have come in. So last season was not good enough, and he's given the highest amount of assists. I mean, that can be argued what kind of assists they were, but Savio against Villarreal was actually very, very good, right? Savio against Villarreal was very good. So let us see. But for me, the most interesting thing will be how will Pep approach this, because the Bournemouth formation was very, very interesting for me. Fullbacks providing you the width, and literally everyone flooding the midfield. I think that is I think that actually is much better than your fullbacks coming to the midfield, because when fullbacks come into the midfield, a ball into the wing means you're exposed, but then fullbacks acting as wing backs, it just means that you're in a better position to defend those balls out wide as well. So I think that is a very good formation that he played against Bournemouth actually. Let us see, does he Savio loses the ball here. Again, every time I try to defend you, Savio, and you come up with this shit game after game. Adiemi, Adiemi is playing today. There was one of our subscribers, real Adiemi. It will be interesting if he comes today with Adiemi playing for Dortmund. That will be interesting. But Dortmund are, we have to remember, Dortmund are number 3 in Bundesliga, so that's good defending by Josko Guardiola. So we need to be very, very careful. This is gonna be a very tough clash. Jeremy Doku, I think both our white players are holding on to the ball that bit longer. I think, but anyways, but I'm very interested to see our attacking phase. How will we be in possession? To be honest, because if we keep our wingers wide and stuff, we're a bit disappointed. I don't want that to happen. Dortmund are just dominating the ball. That take was superb from Adiemi, but Adiemi was offside anyway. But Nico Riley defended that situation absolutely brilliantly. Nico Riley was very, very good over there. Yes, Adiemi was kind of offside, I think. We cannot settle for a draw here. We need a win here. Both our fullbacks looking extremely solid. I mean, the game is that the referee is just allowing the play to move on, and the game is like superb. The pace of the game is like uh, superb. It's number 3 versus number 3 in the Bundesliga versus number 2 in the Premier League. So it will be very, very exciting. Niko Kovac is the head coach. Seems like I heard his name before, but I can't seem to recollect when and where. Gorasi. And again, that's good defending from City. I think it's good defending from Matthews Nunez or from Savio actually covering back. Matthews Nunes does well to clear it. Dortmund are completely dominating City here with the ball. City are not even trying to press. We are content on playing with the counter, to be honest. Guardiola does well. Savio. That's a good ball by Savio. Phil Foden. Foden does well there. Sorry, Reinders does well there to find Jeremy Doku. Ah, that was so close. That was so close to the goal from Doku. Reinders does very well there, and then Doku does superbly. Why this says Doku should be given free role. I think he's been given a free role by Ajay in this match because he's not hugging the touchline. You know what, by Ajay, when I was watching that Everton versus Sunderland match, there was that match in the weekend. I mean, on Monday. So I was just wondering. I was watching Jack Grealish. He was magnificent in that match. I was just wondering if in the system we played against Bournemouth, what if Jack Grealish was there? Sharky, Ford, and Grealish, Bernardo. Wow. Because Grealish was never given a free role in the City system. That would just be absolute carnage. Just imagine those four players playing with Nico Gonzalez back and Haaland strike. City are defending very well. City are defending absolutely brilliantly here. The defense looks solid. For the first time this season, I'm thinking the defense looks absolutely solid. Especially Matthews Nunez. Nunez just looks so good. And he looks so comfortable. Bhaiya, this is our lucky ref. He's the Polish guy, right? I think is that Polish guy. Bhayaji, what do you think about Vincent Kompany's Bayern? Yesterday they were superb against PSG. Their Kompany's tactics yesterday to outplay Luis Enrique were outstanding. The way yesterday the way Upamecano came and pressed Fabian Rui in the midfield, vacating the centre back position. Outstanding tactics from Vincent Kompany. Wow. It's a throw in for City. See, you're defending absolutely brilliantly here. But we have not even had a single chance on an attack. City are defending very well here. Especially Nico Gonzalez has been outstanding. Savio has all the space, but this is excellent from City counter. No, Doku is holding the width. It's not the Bournemouth tactic. Interesting from City. Very interesting. Nico Royal coming into the box. But Doku is holding the width. The attacks from City are very interesting. We are not trying to string passes together. It's pure counter-attacking football. 3-4 passes and up into the attacking third. The verticality here is superb. Savio skies it, I think. Savio skies it. That was the chance. Was it Savio? I think it's Savio who skies it. Initially, Savio does very well. He would be offside anyway. Anyway, he would have been offside. So, but he should hit the target there. I think Foden will be disappointed with that strike. It's straight at goal. That should not be. That should at least test the keeper in a meaningful way. He just hit it straight at the keeper. But at least there are signs that Phil Foden is coming back to his usual best. Adiami, Nico Riley has a huge test on his hands. Adiami went past Nico Riley on that occasion, but Reinders does well, Erling Haaland. But Dortmund are pressing very aggressively here. I think John Stones is the key, bringing the ball out from the back. Actually, Bernardo is the key for matches like this, but maybe Pep wants Bernardo and Sharky ready and rested for Liverpool. Maybe. Club Brugge and Barcelona is 1-1. Well done, Nico Riley. Bayaji says Joshua's passing still not error proof. It's almost like he made some lazy passes, Bayaji, because he has all the skill. It's not a lack of skill, it's a lack of concentration, I think. And what I feel is, I think as he progresses with us, maybe a season or two, and he'll stop making those passes. It's just a lack of able to maintain focus and stuff. Nico Riley couldn't hold on to. Uh, Actually, Josko Guardiol is looking the weak link in the entire defense. Nunez has been excellent. Nico Riley, of course, if you ask me, is the best left back in the Premier League right now. Nico Riley, both attacking and defending wise. Baez was expecting Aitnauri to start tonight. I don't know, Bayaji. I think Aitnauri against Adiami. I think Aitnauri is. I don't know about you, Bayaji, but I rate Nico Riley more in terms of defensive skill than Aitnauri. I think Adiami would maybe have put Aitnauri. I think Nico Riley is specifically starting just to deal with Adiami, his physicality and all. I don't think Aitnauri can provide that. I think the best position for right now is actually left wing or left mid. I actually think it will be such an irony that we bought Matheus Nunes, made him a right back, midfielder, we made him a right back, and then you bring in a left back in Agnaurian, turn him into a left winger or a left midfielder, left side midfielder. That would be ironical. It's not happened yet, but still. Bayaji says Nico G is the most improved player this season. I think Matthews Nunez, Bayaji. I think, yes, Nico G was good, but I think Matthews Nunez has just improved a lot. This is again great defending from Nunez. I think I will give it to Matthews Nunez, I think. Because especially the way he handled Semenyo, there was a moment, Bayaji, in that Bournemouth game where Semenyo got ahead of Nunez and Nunez actually, this is excellent from Savio. I think can he go ahead? He was not the last man, but that was good from Savio. They are good running from Savio. So there was a moment in that Bournemouth match when Semenyo got ahead and went into the box. Nunez had that burst of pace, like over 20 meters, which was outstanding. And then he recovered with a tackle. I think it was in the first 15 minutes or so. So just think, I think personally Nico J is doing good, but I think personally Matthews Nunez is the most improved player when compared to last season. Last season he was erratic, he was jumping into challenges. We lost 10, at least 10 points because of Matthews Nunez from winning positions. But this season he hasn't put a step wrong. Bayaji says yes, O'Reilly certainly better defensive wise, but I thought Pep would give uh, but Pep would give Nauri some game time. And also we don't know about the injury as well. I know he's recovered and on the bench, but we just don't know how much he is fit to start an entire 90, I think. So I think Pep will start him after the international break, because in many interviews he said Ait Nauri and Marmos will be completely fit by the international break. So Bayaji says sometimes Savio's pace is wonderful but doesn't always use it. There are elements to Savio's game, Bayaji. You say, wow, like the pace, like against Villarreal, the crossing was outstanding. And I still don't know how a Brazilian left footer cannot finish those chances, especially when you see Estevao, who is a bit more younger than Savio, doing all of that stuff in Chelsea. But I'm surprised about his lack of finishing skills. Brazilians generally have elite finishing skills, and the two of them, that attacking players who don't have finishing skills, I think we got them. Gabriel Jesus and Doku does very well. That's a great ball into Savio. Savio has all the width of the pitch to run into, and that's a corner. That's a corner for City. Phil Foden's taking the corner. I mean, I don't know why Phil Foden always takes corners. I absolutely don't know. And that too, he takes shit corners. Bayaji says some both our fullbacks are makeshift, but right in the top league. Exactly, Bayaji. Both our fullbacks are central midfielders, to be honest. DMs are central midfielders. It's almost like Pep Guardiola has had two. I won't say they're in the range of Philip Lam or Joshua Kimmich, but Pep, he has taken those kind of players who play in the midfield and deployed them in the fullback regions. Outstanding. And I just think if I mean that's what they call destiny, I think, Bayaji, because if Pep doesn't put Nico Riley at fullback, if that left back crisis doesn't happen at City, and if Pep doesn't put last season, and if Pep doesn't put Nico Riley at fullback, I don't think Nico Riley would be getting any chances in this team. It's impossible for Nico Riley to get chances in this team in our midfield. And same with Matthews Nunez. This is just kudos to Pep. How can someone see those sort of things, to be honest, in a player? Matthews Nunez against Guerassi. This will be his test. He's done well to send the ball back. Savio does extremely well. What a beautiful piece of skill there from Savio, and that's a foul. That's a foul by the ref. That is excellent from Savio. What a piece of skill. He is just. And interestingly, Club Bruce is 2-1 up against Barcelona. They went 1-0 up, it was 1-1, and now they have restored the lead 2-1 up against Barcelona. Outstanding fullbacks by Ajay. I think Nico Riley has the potential to reach the level of Ashley Cole. That is his level. He can be so good. Marcelo, Ashley Cole, you name the best fullbacks ever to have played. Roberto Carlos, that's offside. Bayaji says we were trying for O'Reilly inclusion for months before Pep did. But Bayaji, honestly, we were trying for his inclusion in some other position, like central midfield. We wanted him to be a DM last season because Kovacic was injured, Rodri was injured, Gundogan was not a DM. Honestly, at 33, he cannot be a DM. So there were no DMs left with us. That's why we actually wanted Nico Riley to play there. But Pep played him in a different position, left back. That is what is kudos to Pep. I mean, Pep could easily have played Matthews Nunes as a CDM. Nunes has done that so many times. Nico Riley has done that so many times for City's youth teams. But kudos to Pep for playing them where he's actually played them. Bayaj says if Palmer hadn't left, we would have at least three top academy graduates starting for City. The Palmer thing is actually very interesting. I think with the Palmer thing, they say karma always repeats, right? I mean, it's not that repeating, but certain things go in cycles because of the Kevin De Bruyne thing. Jose Mourinho always used to say when the press asked him about about Kevin De Bruyne, he would always say, "I had Oscar in my team." And Kevin, of course, wanted to start every game. Mourinho asked the press. Oscar was the best midfielder at that time. De Bruyne was just coming up. So, who do you think would should have played more? I think it's the same question ideally with Cole Palmer. When Cole Palmer wanted to get into this team, the midfield already was Gundogan, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne. Foden was not able to get into the midfield, who's been with us so long. So it's the same Oscar situation. Oscar there at Chelsea when De Bruyne was coming through. Cole Palmer uh, here. That's complete pace for Savio. Savio needs to do well. Erling Haaland misses it. That is a good pass. That's a good ball there from Savio, but Erling Haaland just misses it. That was a good ball there from Savio. Haaland just misses it. So when people always tell me about Cole Palmer, City should have kept him and all, but honestly there was no pathway for Palmer unless he waited for 1 or 2 years, to be honest. So these things happen. Oh, what a goal! Phil Foden scores for City. Phil Foden is back. Phil Foden Stockport Iniesta is back. Woo! Come on, City. Woo! These are the kind of strikes that have led us to the Premier League title. Phil Foden led us to the 22-23 season Premier League title with these kind of strikes. Wow! Come on, City. What a strike for Phil Foden. Edge of the box. Boom. Wow, this is 12 and it is absolute annihilating best. What a strike that is from Felford and wow, absolute wow. This is absolute brilliance. Wow, that's Foden's position. Exactly, that's Foden's position by Aji. Perfect. That is Foden's position. Receiving in the pockets and the space, cutting towards goal. That is his position. Exactly. That the strike is pure, the strike is as pristine as they get. It's a pinpoint arrow. It's a pinpoint arrow into that bottom corner. It's a pinpoint arrow in that bottom far corner. Absolutely superb. Now just imagine this, Bayaji. Foden plays, Sharky plays as two cams. Sharky also has the ability to score like that. Goals goal was an example. The goal against Swansea was an example. So Sharky also can score like that. Now, how many will you mark? Will you mark? Do you mark Foden? Do you mark Sharky? Do you mark Haaland? A fantastic ball. I think it's Nico Riley, Savinho. The touch is just sublime. The touch is just pure from Savinho. Jeremy Doku somehow gets the ball. Doku should take care of that ball a bit more better. Nico Riley. O'Reilly to Josko Guardiol. Tijani Reinders is down. I think the referee has to stop play. Tijani Reinders is down. Why Jesus Foden scored from there versus Dortmund away in 2021 season 2. I mean, he scored that, but I think 22-23 season. I mean, our fourth, I think was it 23-24? Yes, I think 23-24 season when we won the four in a row, that thing. I think that was the culmination of Foden scoring from outside the box. I think he literally scored us to the title that season, every shot from outside the box. But I'm just imagining Sherky and Foden both being there and both having the ability to strike these with Haaland in front of them. Wow, you just cannot give space to anybody. And just imagine Rodri coming back. Remember, Rodri can score from those positions. Rodri is a master at scoring from those positions as well. Wow. Wow. The attacking prowess is brilliant. I just wonder why don't we take more long shots when we have so many players who can score from them positions. Baya says brave effort by Tijani. That's what he should do in ground duels. I think physically is developing more because physically is been very poor. That Villa match was a culmination by of Tijani Reinders not being at his physical best. Savio does very well there. Ah, Savio's balls into the box have been good in this match. His balls into the box have been good in this match. I think Tijani Reinders, I've seen him play for AC Milan and is actually been and is actually brilliant. He's actually been brilliant. I think once he adapts to the physicality of this league, which takes time obviously, he will just cook. Tijani Reinders will just cook. Bayer says Rodri Nikoji double pivot would provide way for both Ford and Cherky inclusion. Foden on the right, Cherky right and cutting in. Uh, with the fullbacks with the fullbacks giving you the width and Ryan Sharkey given that free role in the middle. Yes, I think, and maybe Doku or Marmoush on the left. And also Rodri is not an extreme DM. Rodri can attack. Rodri's long shots are outstanding. So I think Nico G can probably hold and you can probably say Rodri to play that box to box role. And I think Nikoji is also a box to box role player, to be honest. The referee is good by Aji. The referee is very good. He's our lucky ref. He's giving every decision in our favor. I don't know how you miss from there. I don't know how Nico Riley misses from there. I just can't understand by Aji how Nico Riley misses from there. How can you even miss from there? How can you miss from there, mate? Ah, I know you're snatching at it, but that has to be a simple finish for Nico Riley. That's almost Haaland has almost given Nico Riley the ball in the penalty spot. This should be 2-0 City. Exactly, Baijan. The ball was also, if you observe in the replay, exactly on the penalty spot when Nico Riley was striking it. That you cannot miss chances like this. And Nico Riley is a superb finisher. That has to be an easy thing for him. Savinho with the ball again. That's again excellent from Savinho there. Erling Haaland scores! It's 2-0! The Viking cannot be kept quiet! Erling Haaland scores! The Viking cannot be kept quiet! What a finish that is! He just thumped that finish into the top corner. Wow! What a finish by Erling Haaland! Wow! The combination play is just excellent. The combination play is just outstanding by City there. What a goal that is by Erling Haaland. But the initial chance by Savinho was very good. Look at the initial ball by Savinho. I know there was a deflection, but that was a decent enough ball. It was a beautiful ball, but decent enough ball. And then Doku's ball was outstanding. Doku's assist was outstanding. Wow. Wow, Doku's really improved, Bayaji. Bayaji, you said Nico Gonzalez is uh, you said Nico Gonzalez was the most improved player, but I just think Jeremy Doku's assist They've also just improved so much. The assists from Jeremy Doku are just so good. He's just matured again. A great ball by Jeremy Doku. Ah, Foden should have done better. City are all over Dortmund here. Let us come on. Let us finish it. That's actually a foul. Bielsa's Doku assist went through four Dortmund players. Even against Bournemouth also, Bayaji, if you remember, Nico O'Reilly made a run and Doku almost took out two or three players with his pass. O'Reilly went one-on-one and didn't finish it. That's another thing. But Jeremy Doku has just improved a lot. I think Matheus Nunes and Jeremy Doku have just improved so much. Doku's decision making is superb. He's knowing when to dribble, when not to dribble, and yes, his crossing still needs a bit of work, but his ground passes are just absolutely excellent. His ground passes are just superb. Bielsa's last match also Doku created two clear chances, but unlucky not exactly, especially that Nico O'Reilly one when Nico O'Reilly went through. But yeah, I will not blame Nico O'Reilly for that because he saw Foden free and tried to pass it on him, but that goal from Nico Riley was outstanding against Bournemouth. So nothing for our one of our very own Nico Riley. Just keep a clean sheet, guys. Just imagine a clean sheet in this match will just be so good. That's another foul. क्या है यार ये referee इतना अच्छा referee कहाँ से मिल गया? Just pick this referee up and give him against Liverpool. Jeremy Doku's been very good. I think Marmo will have a hard time coming back into this team with Jeremy Doku being so good. Bayaji says that's a red, and that's what Bayaji. I'm actually seeing the replays. Actually, I don't know. I think the replay is gone, but maybe I think the impact would have saved Gerasi there because the impact was not to the threshold. I think that would be the reason why they didn't give a red. Otherwise, that's a red all day long. That's again good defending. The defending's been very good. Bayaji says again shit pass by Yosk. I think Josko Guardiol's aerial passes and diagonals are very good, but I don't know why he doesn't complete simple passes. Complex passes by Josko Guardiol are very good against Brentford. Guardiol gave an assist to Haaland. That was an excellent pass. Again, it's a concentration problem, I think, Bayaji. We have to remember he's just 23, for example. So I think it will maybe take one more season. That's again a good switch to Savio. Savio has all the space. Matthews Nunez coming in. Ah, this is excellent by City. This is outstanding by City. The tactics just outstanding. Give the ball to Savio. Runners like Reinders and Erling Haaland or Matthews Nunez sometimes come into the flood the box with four players, i.e. Haaland, Nunez, Reinders and Foden sometimes. Someone will have a shot. This is excellent from City. I'm looking at least five goals via G with this. Dortmund are just not able to deal with us. By this says Tijani or Tijani, how unlucky you are. Tijani or Tijani, how unlucky you are. Tijani Reinders scored 13 goals in Serie A, I think, by last season. He was, I think, after McTominay, he was the highest scoring midfielder. And in Serie A, he had the best midfielder award as well, I think. So it's interesting that Tijani Reinders is just he cannot just get his go. I mean, I know he scored against Wolves, but after that, he just cannot get his goal. I think it's a red by Aji. It's a red. They're showing the replay again. It's a clear red. It's a clear red. It's a clear red by Ajay. Last time I hadn't seen the replay as much, but now I see it. It's a clear red. You cannot stamp on someone's ankles with your touch like that. Savio. What the fuck was that? Why doesn't he just put a cross in? Your Dortmund player is down on the far side. But I think it's just a matter of time that Tejani Reinders scores by Ajay. And like you said, I think second half Tejani Reinders can come clutch for us. I hope he does come clutch for us in the second half. I think this Sunday against Liverpool will be the decider. I think who stays on in the race versus Arsenal. But just Savio could just pass on Nunez. He made an he could buy a but I mean, you can defend that decision both ways. I think because Nunez was trying to drag a player to create space for Savio, and that's what Savio thought and held on to the ball long. I think, but the Dortmund player held his own. He didn't go with the run of Nunez. So I think Savio got doubled up. I think that's the only reason there. It's a red biology. The more you actually see, the more you have to agree that it's a red. To be honest, I don't know why they didn't give it. Why this team still think this is City of last season and ends up conceding? अब क्या बोलूं भाई जी, शेर ने एक सीजन थोड़ा आराम कर दिया और लोग सोचने लगे कि शेर बिल्ली बन गया। लोग सोचने लगे कि शेर पालतू कुत्ता बन गया। शेर तो हमेशा शेर ही है। बस एक सीजन आराम किया बस। But again, I think 7 seasons, 6 titles. You're allowed a season of rest. Actually, it's all right. I think Phil Foden gets the ball. That's a great ball. The ball just wide, but no problem. Erling Haaland. Ah, the ball from Haaland was good. Nico Riley just, I think it just bent away a bit more. Phil Foden, I think should have been a bit more straighter. To be honest, it just took Erling Haaland. The ball from Haaland was a peach. The defender could have scored a own goal with it, but the ball from Erling Haaland was an absolute peach. We should let Erling Haaland take the corners. I know he's tall, but because we have been shit. भाई जैसे हम थोड़े शरीफ क्या हुए, सारी दुनिया कमीनी हो गई और सारी दुनिया अपनी औकात से बाहर सोचने लगी। ये सोचने लगी कि सिटी विल नॉट फिनिश इन द टॉप 4 और ये सब। The season, Abbayaji, I've seen a lot of predictions where a lot of YouTubers were predicting when City will not finish in the top 4. City will struggle to get into the top 4. Some YouTubers were telling City will crawl and somehow make the top 4. और शेर फिर से जाग गया और अपनी शिकार पे उतर गया ना शेर। देन फिर सब लोग बोलेंगे प्रीमियर लीग बोरिंग हो गया, इतना बोरिंग अनकॉम्पिटिटिव लीग है प्रीमियर लीग, कुछ से फ्रॉम डोनारोमा एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट। पूरे 7 साल शिकार किया शेर ने, एक साल तो रेस्ट ले सकता है। बस देखे दुनिया कैसे नाच रहा है। Matthews Nunez is absolutely very good. I mean, the body positioning of Matthews Nunes is so good that most of the wingers are they're just choosing to go back. Erling Haaland, Reinders, Matthews Nunes has to pick out Savio. He goes back to John Stones. Jeremy Doku, the touch was a bit more heavy from Jeremy Doku. By this is we signed Big Don for these kind of games. Nice save. Fantastic save actually, fantastic save. I don't think Edison saves that. Eddie again. Nunes does well. Nunes does very well. Nunes does very well. Baises Kartwa was a wall last night. What a goalie! Those in the first half by last night, those four saves were outstanding. How did he even save them? Outstanding saves. I honestly think Kartwa and Donnarumma. It's just a toss up between who's the best goalkeeper. But I would say Donnarumma because I think Donnarumma's ability with the feet is good as well. Not Edison level, but it is good. But Donnarumma with the feet is not useless per se. He is good. A lot of people are underestimating Donnarumma with the feet. I don't know why they're doing it. But Bayaji, regarding passing of centre backs, afterwards when you're free, Bayaji, can you please have a look at a player called as Max Align? He is from our academy, and this season he's been sent to loan to one of the championship clubs. I think Sunderland, I think, but I don't know. So Max Eline, I don't know why Donnarumma punches it, but again, I don't know who was that guy who got who got caught in possession. But yeah, Bayaji, just look up Max Elaine, that's the centre back. I mean, they say that he's the heir to John Stones. He's the heir to John Stones, and then he's two-footed like Sherky. His passing is outstanding. He has good pace, outstanding passing, can hit balls with can pass with both the feet. I think outstanding. I think he should be a John Stones replacement. Max Elaine. Just look him up once. Honestly, by agenda, and another thing is, I think people are thinking about Bernardo Silva replacement. Do you have any players for Bernardo Silva replacement? Because I actually think we don't need anyone for Bernardo Silva replacement because I think Pep is transforming Foden to play that Bernardo Silva role slowly. Is putting him more in that eighth position in games in the Premier League at least, and is training him into that role. But I also think we have Swarnipan who I think he will walk into this team Swarnipan next season. He's just absolutely outstanding. भाई says मैटियो मामा की उम्र हो गई सऊदी का टिकट कटाओ एंड भाई मैटियो और भाई कोवासिच मामा बोलता है अरे यारो मैं तो सबीनियो सबीनियो अर्लिंग हालैंड गुड स्ट्राइक और कोवासिच मामा बोलता है यारो मैं तो हर विंटर ब्रेक में फ्री में लेके जाता हूँ ना वो काफी है मेरे लिए मैं तो मैनचेस्टर में ही खुश हूँ टिकट विकेट कुछ नहीं कटाना सऊदी को नहीं जाना यारो that's what Kovacic will say. But again, Bayachi, Kovacic is one player who could not, due to injuries, he could not fulfill his potential at City because I always thought if Kovacic was given that role of box to box role where he could run with the ball, he could take on players, he could beat the opposition press. I think it would have absolutely been. I think Pep last season City struggled, but I think Pep already noticed after the treble-winning season, which was 2 years before last season. Pep already noticed that teams are sort of transforming into high press, and you wanted a player, and it was difficult threading those passes through that press. Pep noticed that even small teams are doing that. So Pep, that is the reason why Pep bought in Mateo Kovacic. because I think Kovacic is the only player who is one of the two three players in the world who could actually break a press by running with the ball, not passing. That is an absolutely superb way to break the press. But the problem last season was Kovacic was injured for the entire season and City struggled. I think if Kovacic was given that license with Rodri holding to take the ball and run with it, I just think it will be insane. You just cannot imagine how many teams' press will be broken with that thing. That is the talent of Kovacic. Sadly, it was not to be utilized. But I think Swarnipan possesses the same talent. Savinho, can he play in Erling Haaland? He very well can. The goalkeeper does well. The good pass from Savio, but the goalkeeper did well, to be honest. The pass from Savio was good. It was very, very good. He played in Haaland very, very well. The pass was good, but the goalkeeper just came out. By this is we also got him a league medal. Find a like for like replacement. I think Swarnepan Bhaiya. Just Swarnepan is a like for like replacement to Mateo Kovacic, I think. I mean just when you're free by just look up these two players, Max Align, who I think is a natural replacement of John Stones, and and Swarnepan, who I think is natural replacement of Kovacic, but honestly, I think Swarnepan could be the next Frankie de Jong. I see more shades of Frankie de Jong and Swarnepan than Kovacic, to be honest. But Frankie de Jong and Kovacic, there are similarities as well. I know Kovacic runs with the ball more and stuff in order to break the press, but even Frankie de Jong is sort of unpressable. So Swarnepan is such an interesting hybrid between Kovacic and between Kovacic and Frankie de Jong. And I think we fought off Arsenal and bought him for 15 million as 18-year-old getting 15 million pounds. So two interesting players. I think we have found the Gundogan replacement. I think by Tijani Reinders. It's just that we need to give him uh, a bit more time. That's the end of the half. Gurasi sums up Dortmund's half by just hitting it over the bar. Honestly, Gurasi should have seen red, but he just sums up Dortmund's half. Pep was spot on tactically. Tactically, it was very, very good. We allowed Dortmund to press us. That too at the Etihad. Just see the possession stats. The possession stats will be very interesting. Dortmund, I don't think until last season, even though we were not playing well last season, we most of the time dominated possession. But this season, I think there are 11 teams to dominate possession. Against Bournemouth, it was almost 50-50 possession, 2% here and there. Against Arsenal dominated possession against us away from home. Hell, we let United dominate possession at our home turf. I think this season is a bit more different. Dortmund's dominating possession against us here. I think we let Monaco dominate possession. So it's interesting with the way Pep is 11 teams to dominate possession. Uh, against us, and we were sitting back and just whenever the chance came, the little one to I think the interesting thing in how we play is, I think from the defensive third to the attacking third, three passes and that's all, four passes and that's all. I don't think you see that elaborate build up. Yes, it happens once or twice, but in general you don't see that elaborate build up. It's just that you win the ball, three, four passes, and you're in the attacking third. Of course, it's when the ball is with the goalkeeper. I think that is when we do that elaborate build up with Nunez almost. I think Nunez or Guardiola, I don't, who almost got caught. But in general, I just think we do that elaborate build up only when the ball is dead, like with the goalkeeper and we are starting our play. But otherwise, I think three, four passes in the opposition half. It's interesting how we went from a team with almost extremely low verticality, which means passing so many balls inside our third and then progressing into the midfield and then going into the attacking third too. A team with such high verticality where you're like four passes into the opponent's half. Interesting tactical changes from Pep. Very interesting from Pep Guardiola. JSK says, why the fuck no Cherky? Liverpool game, but JSK Liverpool game. He's just come back from injury, and I think Pep wants him to start the game against Liverpool. I know the game is at the Etihad, but I think Pep wants him to start that game. So I think just managing his minutes. Bernardo and Cherky, I think that's why they're not playing. Both of them start that Liverpool game, I think. I can already see that midfield for the Liverpool game. Nico Gonzalez, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, Ryan Cherky, and Jeremy Doku. It's a toss up between Marmoush and Doku, but I think it has to be Jeremy Doku. So I think that's the reason he's not playing. JS says about Liverpool yesterday they fucked up Madrid. I'm worried, and also they fucked up Aston Villa. But JSK, the thing this season is you look at the two games Liverpool won in the last sort of 7 games that won. The two games they won, Aston Villa, I don't know why the fuck they decided to play ground passes and build up from the back against Liverpool. Liverpool pressed them and got the ball. If you look at the matches before that, Brentford, Crystal Palace, uh, Galatasaray to an ex yes, Galatasaray as well. I mean, what all matches? Manchester United, none of them actually build it up. You know, none of them played possession football. Everyone was going back to forward like long balls, long throw-ins, and all of that stuff. And all of that stuff, to be honest. So just think both Villa and Madrid tried to play. Madrid tried to build up from the back. If you see Arda Güler and all of them, Jude Bellingham, their entire midfield was set up to build up from the back. I don't think Mbappe can get onto those long balls. So I just think Liverpool capitalized on it. I think as long as we don't play possession football, we can be all right. I think we can actually be all right. I think as long as you don't play position based football. Bayaji says, when does Rodri come on? I think 65th minute, Bayaji. I think 65th minute. I think 65th, 70 minutes. I think Pep will give him a nice 20-25 minutes. I think once City score the third goal, I think I actually think Rodri will come on. They're showing Club Bruce versus Barcelona. Club Bruce opened the scoring 1-0. I desperately want to play Barcelona by Aji. I don't know what do you think in the next knockout phase because Haaland is never offside and they always play that offside trap. So it will be very very interesting. And Ferran Torres scores for Barcelona 1-1. And again, look at how open they are. Look at how open they are. Look at how open they are. 2-1 Barcelona. Club Bruce scores again. JS says, by the way, did Haaland celebrate? I am watching as I have exam tomorrow. He didn't celebrate. It is just a normal muted celebration. I think he didn't celebrate much. He didn't celebrate much as in his usual style. JSK. He didn't do anything of that. To be honest. Newcastle Bilbao match. I mean, here's a question for both of you, YJ and JSK. Is speaking of Newcastle, is Ekitike a better striker, or I mean a better player, or is Isak a better player? Because there are articles in a few sections of the media in the Athletic, especially that they think Ekitike is the overall better player than Isak. He can he can float in between that front three. He can drop back a bit more and all of those things. So it's interesting. I just think Isaac made the wrong decision, to be honest. to actually go there, especially after they bought Ekitike for so much money. And also Isaac is injury prone, so I just don't I just don't understand that. I just don't know. But I'm very happy. But I'm very happy with the way this team is building up. By the way this team is shaping itself. We might not be in the title race this season because this season was a rebuild, and we all have told each other what are our targets for this season. But the way the team is shaping up is just the way the team is shaping up is just outstanding. Nico G already showing shades of. I mean, I'm surprised at how quickly Nico G. I'm surprised at how quickly Nico G has adapted to that midfield role, because you must remember Rodri took 18 months exactly to come into the fore, almost 1.5 year. But Nico G last season has come in. Last season his first match was outstanding for Newcastle and is already looking mint, superb. Nico G. I think maybe he's a Barcelona graduate and that's why he's had no difficulty in onboarding Pep's tactics and stuff. But I just think that Nico Gonzalez is. I'm surprised at how quickly he's uh, coming to the fore. JSK says Ekitike. When I think the same thing, JSK. Ekitike is a much better player overall than Isak. JSK says and Liverpool just wasted 150 million for Isak after signing Ekitike. I mean, JSK looking at their signings, I think they wasted a lot of money. I think Frimpong doesn't fit a four defense side. A lot of us, a lot of our City fans actually wanted Jeremy Frimpong. But it would have been an absolute disaster if we would have bought Jeremy Frimpong, because Jeremy Frimpong just cannot defend. He is elite for a back five, but for a back four, is not good. He's not good for a back four system. He cannot defend. With Karkez as well, maybe he'll adapt, but I just don't see that positional sense, that solidity in Karkez as well. Isak, the same thing. Florian Wirtz, well, I'll reserve my decision because we all of us wanted words here. I mean, words was always our first priority, right? Everyone wanted words, but now we love Shirky. I'm absolutely happy we got Ryan Shirky, but Florian Words again. I mean, every player that Arne Slot has got in this season is under scrutiny. If none of them are playing well, it's clubs players who are actually playing well. So it's very interesting with Liverpool's transfer window, to be honest, how it's gone. And next season, I mean the thing is they've already spent 500 million pounds this season in transfers, and then next season they need to go and get a Van Dijk replacement who will cost you at least 80 100 million. This market, they need to go and get a Salah replacement who will go and cost you at least upwards of $100 million, 100 million pounds. Then they probably need to go and get a DM as well, because when Gravenberg is injured, they're going to be this thing Konate. We just do not know. I mean, it has to be another 200 300 million pounds spending for Liverpool as well. If they need to reset that squad. But yeah, I'm very happy with the way we are playing to the strengths of Dortmund, with how this team is shaping up. Enjoying actually the development of this team, especially the fullbacks. Like I was talking with Bayaji a while ago, both the fullbacks, Nunez and Nico Riley. The way they have developed, especially Matthews Nunez, just love him in those one-on-one duels. In those one-on-one duels, Matthews Nunez is so physical. He's so good. His positional sense is absolutely superb. Wow. I think the right back position is covered for years to come. Kusanov and Matheus Nunes both look absolutely solid. Left back, Aitnauri, Nico Riley. I think before this season we thought fullbacks are a problem. Now I say fullbacks are not a problem. Fullback is done. And centre backs as well. I think we bought Rico, Victor Reis, Joma Ba. I think Max Aline will come back, who I think is the John Stones replacement. Maybe if you get Mark Gay, nothing like it. But I don't think with Jomaba coming in, especially and with Therese coming back, I don't think Mark Gay is necessity. He'll block one of their paths. So I actually think it's the entire defense is set. The goalies are set. We have England's second or third best goalie in Trafford and the world's best goalie in Donnarumma. I rate Donnarumma ahead of Courtois just because of his bit more ability with the feet, and I think Donnarumma is a bit more agile than Courtois, and the defense is set. DMs are set. Rodri and Nico Gonzalez, Reinders and Svernepan are going to come in. Strikers Marmos, Haaland, Savinho, the jury is still out. We'll speak about him at the end of the season. Jeremy Doku is just coming through. He's looking mint. We have Ryan Cherky, Phil Foden. Attacking midfield is just superb. Oscar Bob on the right. I think Bob will come good. I just think in all of the positions, we suddenly have, yes, we need to look for a Bernardo replacement. I think Bernardo replacement will be an interesting one. Though I probably think Swarnipan could be the one, but honestly, the entire team is just looking mint. It's just looking. We are just preparing for another dynasty. I think dynasty of 5 years, 6 years. Just looking at the way Pep is building this team. And Ruben Diaz is. I had doubts on him, but Ruben Diaz has come to the fore. Ruben Diaz has actually been good this season. Positionally, he's been good. He's commanding the box well. John Stones replacement and Bernardo Silva replacement are the only two things I think that are actually left. And with Savinho, the jury is out. That's all. Bayer says City yet to have a penalty this season. Wingers pay attention. Bayer City yet to have a penalty this season. City yet to score a set piece goal this season. And still we are the top scorers in the Premier League. And I think in the Champions League will be up there. City yet to have a set piece goal this season, and still we are all our goals are from open play, and still we are the highest scorers in the Premier League. Especially Doku, I think. Anyway, on the right, I think when Sharky comes back, I mean, into the team and starts, I mean, begin starting consistently. I just think penalties will go up anyway because Sharky's trickery will eventually lead to penalties. I just want to see 5-10 minutes of Sharky Haaland combination in this match as well. City to kick it off. No changes no changes in the I mean, at half time. That is excellent anticipation from Dejani Reinders. Doku has to go central. Doku has to go central. Savinho has to shoot. Ah, but Doku retrieves it. Was a tough shooting angle for Savinho anyway. That off his weak foot, and Doku does well to get on the inside. I mean, the rush defense is superb for City. We already have four defenders back. Dortmund are just not able to counter on us. Superb from City. Nunez does well again. Nunez does well again. Good body positioning from Nunez there. Was a good save from the keeper, honestly, I think. From Savinho's strike. Savinho just cannot seem to get a goal this season. City under the cosh again, like we have been at the starting of the first half. Foden does well. Josko Guardiol. I think we are just mixing it up with a blend of building up from the back and also with a blend of, going straight to Haaland. Nunez tried to go on a fantastic run with that. He's disappointed, but the audacity and the courage of that run is superb from Matthews Nunez. What a run from Matthews Nunez. Just look at how the strength in that run. Yes, it didn't lead to anything, but the strength in that run is outstanding. Reinders does well. He's showing his physical side. Savio. Savio again. Can he find Erling Haaland? He goes back again. City are controlling the tempo of the game. O'Reilly should have passed it to Jeremy Doku there. Ah, I just think Jeremy Doku's ceiling is much much higher than Vinicius Junior because in terms of play styles, I mean especially the dribbling thing because I'm comparing because Vinicius Junior is one of the top dribblers in the world, so that's why. And Doku's style is similar, especially with dribbling and stuff. And Jeremy Doku again, superb touch, and Doku does very well to skip past the Dortmund player there. Erling Haaland to retrieve it. Erling Haaland does go and retrieve it. There was a pass on to Haaland. He should have just passed it, but no. Savinho, Stones, Savinho again. Cities. We're not actually pressing, but we are closing the passing lanes, which is interesting. Because in the earlier seasons, we used to just press, but right now we are just closing the passing lanes. We are not spending our energy there, which is again very, very interesting if you ask me. Great ball by Jeremy Doku, Nico Riley. I mean, the Dortmund winger actually tracked the fullback, tracked Nico Riley very well, to be honest. That overlapping run from O'Reilly was again outstanding. Our fullbacks are just so good. That's a corner for City, but Sevinya's burst into the boxes. Very good here. Very good from City. It's a goal kick. I mean, how sick can we be from set pieces? Just back borrow or steal that Arsenal set piece coach with Nico Riley, Erling Haaland, Nico Gonzalez, having John Stones, Josko Guardiola. You cannot be that shit on set pieces, honestly. By just as instead of Foden, let our wingers take the corners because anyway they won't be scoring from near post or far post. I don't know why Foden always takes the corners and free kicks. I mean, there was one free kick against Bournemouth where Sherky took, and it was an outstanding free kick. It almost went in. The keeper did saved it beautifully, but I think Sherky should be taking corners. Sherky's there, Adiami is free there, Adiami is free. Guardiola does very well. Josko Guardiola does extremely well. Josko Guardiola does superbly there. Jeremy Doku does very well there. Jeremy Doku plays in Tijani. Reinders to Savinho. There's a pass on. He finds that pass. Reinders to Savinho. Savinho does well. I think City stopped the play for the Dortmund player, but we are not entitled to stop. Savinho again. Erling Haaland. Jeremy. Ah! Maybe was Jeremy Doku's shot. But when Erling Haaland is taking a shot, you just cannot blame him. That is excellent there from Savini, Nico Riley, Jared. Maybe should have allowed Doku to take it because I think right footer. But again, like I say, the world's best striker is coming on to a shot. You just can't deny him. Erling Haaland almost gets there. Good pressure by Erling Haaland. Nico Riley does very well. Tijani Reinders. Jeremy Doku. Doku's flicks are just so cute and outstanding at the same time. What a goal! Phil Foden! Stockport Iniesta has truly arrived! Wow! What a goal by Phil Foden that was! Wow, again a long shot, again from the edge of the box. Beautiful, beautiful from Phil Foden. Khiladi back. Khiladi back. Vayaji, I don't know why they don't try this. I don't know why they don't try this. Let Savinho Doku take the corner, give it to Phil Foden, and let Foden try these shots from the edge of the box from a corner. Why don't they? Why don't they do that? That is also a strategy, right? The opponents will always, and you can mix it up. Sometimes you can put the ball into the box. Sometimes give it to Phil Foden. Again, good work from Savio. Good defensive work from Savio. Initially to get the ball, then Doku did an excellent flick. Tijani Reinders with the assist. That's not an assist anyway. Reinders just gave the ball to Foden, but what a strike that is. Wonderful. This is Phil Foden's talent. This is Phil Foden's talent. This is who Phil Foden is. Wow. Just look at him. Just look at his form. Outstanding. खतरों का खिलाड़ी वापस आ गया भैया जी. खतरों का खिलाड़ी. ये खिलाड़ी ना कुछ भी कर सकता है. क्या पता. टाइटल रेस. Title race में Arsenal fans just pray we do not enter the title race. If we enter the title race, they're gonna kill you. We are gonna kill your self-confidence for another 24 years before you win the title. Pray that we don't come into the title race, Arsenal. Arsenal, बस pray करो, पूरे दुआएं मांगो. Haaland और Foden is form में. Indy combine Sharky with them, and Doku is in magnificent form as well. With the form Nico Gonzalez is in defensive wise, I mean, बस आर्सेनल को दुआ मांगनी चाहिए. City do not enter the title race. They are as far and points away from us. क्योंकि थोड़ा सा सूंघ लिए ना, ब्लू शार्क will attack you. शेर दहाड़ के उठेगा. Pray, Arsenal fans, pray. Bayaji says City lures them for 5 minutes, giving false sense of authority, then suddenly hit with a killer punch. I see this a little bit in Klopp's Liverpool, Bayaji. Klopp's Liverpool in the 17-18 season when Pep Linders was his first assistant and Pep Linders allowed Klopp to do that press. But yeah, there was again pressing over there. But this time it's slightly we are just blocking the passing lanes. That's all, and we are setting traps to press. Again, Savinho on the ball. Savinho, just carry the ball. There's no good pass available. Just carry the ball. Savinho, carry the ball. I don't know why he strikes it. The decision making from Savinho was poor there. I have to agree. Interesting. Inter and Monson. No, it's some Turkish team. I don't know. Inter is playing with some team and they're 1-1. Barcelona losing. Inter is 1-1. Interesting. This fixtures are interesting. But yeah, Kairat is the name is the name of the team. What the fuck is happening in Kairat? 1-1 at Inter. Earlier in the day as well, by Aji, Chelsea drew 2-2 to Villarreal. They made a comeback in was it no not Villarreal, sorry, Quaburg. Chelsea drew 2-2 to Quaburg. Great pass from Doku. Ah, Savio, when will you score that goal? How many chances? How many chances? Just imagining Prime Mahrez in that position. I mean, Haaland would have absolutely enjoyed playing with Prime Riyad Mahrez, right? Those crosses, all of those balls. Not an easy strike, I must say. I must say. But Inter drawing to Kairat, Barcelona losing against Club Brugge, and Inter doing this. It's 2-2 for Barcelona. Club Brugge. Yamal's equalized. By says Mahrez was certainly scoring. There's no doubt at all about Riyad Mahrez scoring that by I think I think when you look back at the top right wingers the Premier League has ever seen, people will say Salah and all of those names. But for me, Riyad Mahrez is actually up there. Riyad Mahrez comes into the conversation with Salah. Is as talented as Salah, if you ask me. And his goals, his assists, I would actually rate him on par with Salah. Because a lot of people will not agree because just for the reason he's carried a relegation team to the Premier League title. Salah's done with Liverpool, but carrying Leicester City on his own along with Vardy to the Premier League title, that is just something else. I rate Mahrez on par with some of the best right wingers. I would even say Arjen Robben. Adiemi, Nico Riley does well there, showing his physicality. Girassi. How the hell did Girassi get that much space? Baji says Savio scoring that golazo at Club World Cup and then forgot how to score again. I mean, it's quite surprising for Brazilian players, especially because Brazilians they play football like street football and they actually have this natural instinct of scoring. Dortmund preparing four substitutes. I hope Sherky comes on for us as well. Good defending, good header away. Nikora Ali does extremely well. He's gifted it back to Gorasi. Donnarumma makes an outstanding save. What a save by Donnarumma that is. We could easily have considered two goals in the space of 2 minutes to Dortmund. I don't know what's happening with us. Nico Riley, good save by Donnarumma. Very good save by Donnarumma. That was stuck at an outstanding pace. The punch from Donnarumma. Adiemi. Dortmund are piling up the pressure on us. We need to be careful because it's their home ground. One could lead to two, and then 3-2. Anything could happen. Three goals should be sufficient. Sorry, our home, but sorry, it's our home, right? But anyways, I think Dortmund are piling on the pressure, and anything could happen. Two goals here, and City could come under pressure. The crowd could go quiet. So anything can happen. Shokameka, Emery Shan, and Joe Bellingham and Pascal Gross are in. Not bad players to bring in, but can Foden score a hat trick? City are not pressing at all rightly. It's they who need to attack. They are in search of goals, not us. Again, that space to Adiami. Cannot allow that space. I think Donnarumma had it covered anyway. Donnarumma, I think we need to accept that there will be more shots on the goal. That's why we bought in Donnarumma. So that's a given. I just think we should not expect it to be like Edison's time when hardly he plays one or two shots a game. Emre Can going in with Erling Haaland already. He's pulling his captain's armband. He's pulling his armband. Look at it. Emre Can. Nico Riley, Jeremy Doku, Tijani Reinders. He tried to pass to Haaland but just couldn't find that opening. I want to see Ryan Sherky come in for at least 10-15 minutes. Nico Gonzalez, Phil Foden. It's a free kick for City. It's Felix Nemcha. I think he was from our academy. Lucas Nemcha, Felix Nemcha. I think Lucas Nemcha is playing it. Leeds, if I'm not wrong. Bayaji says Embry Shandu wanting Erling's armband not shut. It's the first time Bayaji I'm seeing a defender pull someone's armband. Then the elasticity on that armband is just outstanding. Tijani Reinders. Ah, that's a free kick for Dortmund. Foul on Dortmund player, but I think Reinders should have gone for a goal from that angle instead of trying to curl it in. That's almost an impossible angle to. Difficult, he should have gone for goal himself. That's a foul by Yasko Guardiol. Again, Yasko Guardiol's. He's not been good today, Yasko Guardiol. He's not been good at all. Pep knows that. Look at Pep. He's not been good. Yes, the score line is 3-0, but Pep knows. Especially in the second half, last 5 minutes, there have been a few defensive lapses. So, again, look at possession 54 to 46. So, which means it's almost even if you ask me. Something's changing this season. Something's changing this season. This is not the exact possession based football from City. And Dortmund score. It's 1-0. Sorry, it's 3-1. Dortmund score. It's 3-1. Why this is that goal? Exactly, that goal was coming. That goal was coming. And but this was due to the recklessness of Josko Guardiola, if you ask me. That the goal came. Absolute recklessness of Josko Guardiola. That's it, and nothing more. Of course, is onside. It's not that Dortmund created an opportunity or something like that. Complete recklessness of Josko Guardiola. Donnarumma is disappointed, like he should be. I mean, Josko Guardiola has been the worst player on the pitch, at least from our team. Just imagine scoring 3 goals in your home turf and still not being secure enough. And a corner for Dortmund again. वाह, ये मैच तो खत्म नहीं हुआ. लगता है ये मैच अभी शुरू हो रहा है. That's a foul on Donnarumma and it's a free kick for City. I think he needs to bring on Ryan Cherki just to change things up. Yes, Cherki is warming up, but he needs to. I think Cherki is coming on. To be honest, yes. Bernardo Silva is coming on. Cherki is coming on. Once you see Bernardo Silva coming on, Vayaji, you know that Pep smelled some danger. Especially with Shan coming on, I think City have lost that midfield control. Again, we are in trouble. Again, we are in trouble. Ah, how easily they're trying. They're actually able to get at us. Onside, clearly onside. Adiyam is clearly onside. Wow, this game is just beginning to start. Last 15 minutes. Ah, the ball just didn't stick for Erling Haaland and Dortmund are again looking to do a turnover. They're just going from front to back so fast. 3, 4 passes, boom. They're not even building up like they were doing. This is getting tough. This is getting very interesting. What a block that is! What a block that is from John Stones. City are on the absolute ropes here. Wow. It's a corner for Dortmund. It is a corner for Dortmund. We are on the absolute ropes here. Wow. Pep needs to make those changes. I think Sherky and Bernardo need to come on. But first, please defend this corner well. Defend this corner well. Doku's lost it and Dortmund come back again. By just a sloppy defending. Ruben Diaz is coming on. Ruben Diaz is coming. I think Yasko Guardiola has been absolute dog shit. It's because of him we conceded that first goal. Bernardo Silva and Sherky coming on. I think 13 minutes looks like a lot of time. Bayaji, I think we need to score the fourth. Imagine scoring 3 goals in your home game and still not feeling secure. Savio goes off and Doku goes off. This is interesting. And is bringing on Ruben Diaz, Bernardo Silva, Ryan Sherky. I think maybe Josko Guardiola goes off. I think it'll be Stones and Diaz to see us through. The centre backs, and especially Guardiola has been shit. Reinders, interesting. Reinders goes off. Diaz comes. This is interesting. So we are playing with 3 centre backs. Wow. Will Stones move into the midfield or will be 3 at the back? Interesting. It's a back five, guys. It's a back five. It's a back five. Wow. I have not imagined Pep go into this system of a back five. This is interesting. Back five. Donnarumma is not as bad with his feet as people make him out to be. But this is 5 for exactly back five. And I think with Ruben Diaz there, I think we'll see a bit more organization. Look at Donnarumma there. Wow. What the fuck just happened, Bayaji? What the fuck just happened? What are we even doing? Is everyone high or what? What the fuck just happened there? I think Ryan Sherky should have given that pass to Erling Haaland. Payaji just Dabuk was happening. What the fuck was happening there? Donnarumma just saved us. Just look at it. And Ryan Sherky should have passed it or he should have gone for the shot there. Ah, it's just an absolute mess. Fabio Silva comes on. One good thing is Adiemi is out. Fabio Silva comes on, but still, that's again good defending there. I think Ruben Diaz is organizing this defense very, very well. Nico Riley. Dortmund are passing the ball around well, and it's a goal kick. That was a foul on Donnarumma saving us single-handedly in this half by Ajay. Donnarumma single-handedly saving us. Donnarumma single-handedly saving us in this half. If Dortmund get the second goal, I think it will be absolute chaos, absolute bedlam here at the Etihad. Excellent there from Ryan Cherky. Very, very good from Ryan Cherky there. Good to see him put in some defensive work. Good that Foden scored that third goal, or else it would have been absolute panic. Panic stations. It would be Monaco repeat again. Nico Riley does well. Omar Marmoush is coming on as well, I think. But in place of whom? You cannot allow someone to travel with the ball such a distance. Donnarumma gets there. Wow, this is tense. This is more tense by Ajay than we have imagined. Seriously, City under the cosh. City absolutely under the cosh. Ryan Circuit as well. He has to pass to Erling Haaland. I don't know why that pass was so much delayed. He had to pass to Erling Haaland there. That was a clear sight on goal. Had to pass to look at that. Ryan, I don't know why Ryan Circuit delayed it that much. The pass could have just been played earlier on, I think. But Haaland goes good performance from him. He has got his goal, but that could just have been the sending off. I mean, good sending off. Good goal by Erling Haaland. Baiji says yes, the pass was late. He could have just played it earlier on. That's very. I mean, he played the pass precisely. Haaland was not offside, but he could have just released it a bit more earlier on, so the defender could not have got back. At now he comes in place of O'Reilly as well. Game's still not over yet. Anything's possible from here. Donnarumma's been very, very good. Rodri is watching from there. Rodri, I mean, Nico Gonzalez has done whatever he can. I mean, what do you do if Josko Guardiola is in such a stupid mood? Donnarumma has been very, very proactive. Why this is so Rodri plays for the school or not? No, I don't think he starts by Ajay. I don't think he starts. Maybe he comes in the last 10-15 minutes if needed, but Dortmund get the ball back again. I don't think Rodri plays against Pool because if he would have played against Pool, he would have got some minutes here. So definitely it's Nico Gonzalez, Bernardo Silva, Foden, Sherky, and Doku, along with Haaland. That's my front six. I think it's very much written in the stars who plays. I think the team that started against Dortmund, against Bournemouth, will start against Liverpool. I think there's no debate on that. I think the only question is Marmoush or Doku. I think that is the only thing, depending on how Pep views the game. Other than that, I think it's gonna be the same. I really like what Donnarumma does, especially when we are in a lead. He allows the ball to slowly come to his feet, then an attacker comes, and that is when he picks it up and then wastes so much time. Really love what he does. The ball's absolutely with Dortmund. It's City are just not able to get it. Dortmund are absolutely dominating the ball. 89th minute and still Sharky does beautifully there, removing. I think right now he should have played Ford and then, but sorry. Uh, look at what Sharky did there. Absolutely outstanding. And right now they should have played the pass to Marmoush. That is beautiful from Ryan Sharky. Bayaji says these matches should be at 12:30. 1:30 is too late for subcontinent viewers. Exactly, Bayaji, exactly. And I think they need to keep the interest of subcontinent viewers in mind. To be honest, it is a very big. I mean, it's not as big market as Europe, but it's certainly the most emerging market. Ryan Sharky finishes it off. This is how it is done, Mr. Florian Words. This is how it's done. Gazab ka goal, Gazab ka banda, Gazab ka goal. Ryan Sharky, wow, what a goal. This is how it is done, Mr. Florian Words. This is how it is done. Wow. Two assists and two goals in all competitions already. Ryan Sherky. Wow. Just look at Ryan Sherky picking the ball up. Look at him picking the ball up. To be honest, slight bit of deflection, but either way, I think it would have gone for goal. Either way, there's no problem with it. But again, what again, just look at it, and that too, he start it with his right foot, which is there's no weaker foot for Cherky, but again, look at it, the right foot, superb. Let's just look at Pep, the smile on Pep's face. But yeah, Bayaji, you're right. 1:30 is absolutely too late. 12:30 is still manageable, Vayaji. 12:30 is manageable, but 1:30 is just too late. I would say 12 is the best time. Keep it at 12 so that it suits the European viewers as well. I mean, even in Europe, I just think it's at around 9 o'clock, 9:30, I think. If you keep 4 hours, 10:30, yes. 1:30 in subcontinent is almost like 9:30 in Europe. I mean, they would not mind going to a match at 7:38, right? That would be even comfortable for them as well, going to work the next day, even in Europe as well. I think 12 o'clock. And also keeping the interest of subcontinent viewers is very, very important because you look at what's happened in La Liga. All of their matches, their normal matches are at some of their big matches like when Barcelona, Real Madrid are playing. Most of them are at 1:15, 1:30 Indian time. Who will watch those? And you look at the viewership of La Liga. See, Premier League is the most watched league in the subcontinent and in the world because, especially in subcontinent, because the timings are gajab. Timings are superb. 5:30, 8:30, and then maximum it's at 10:30. This year they're bringing some matches at 1 o'clock, I think. But in general, Premier League's timings are superb. Bayaji says every match he's playing, there is a goal contribution. I mean, except that when that first game, I mean, Marmos missed a few chances, but generally every time, and Sarki is also, apart from Bournemouth game, he's not playing all the minutes. He's coming in 10-15 minutes and still he has more assists and goals than Florian Wirtz, who plays 90 minutes most of the time. JSK says, have you watched Ben 10 Mohan? No, 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 JSK. I have not watched Ben 10. I have actually watched. I mean, there's a banner there for Ricky Hatton. They say he's a great boxer. But those kind of shows, JSK, what I've watched is that's the end of the match. City 4-1. It was a scare, but yeah, just to complete it, I think Pokemon and maybe Beyblade were the last of those kind of shows I've actually watched. Especially Pokemon, I would just collect all of those Pokemon Tazos and all of that. But no, I've not watched Ben 10. JS, JSK says you okay, yeah, right. I was thinking something else. JSK, sorry. I was thinking something else. Baiju says Dortmund came at City 4-1 thing to witness to witness Sharky goal. But honestly, the defensive performance was not good by Ajay. I mean, 65th to 90th minute. 65th to 90th minute. I think Dortmund should have had three goals maybe. Dortmund could have easily leveled it up. It could have been 3-3. Donnarumma just saved us. I don't know what the fuck Josko Guardiola was doing, especially there. Giving the ball away, giving the foul away. I think Bayaji pointed it out right from the starting that Josko Guardiola's passing is off, and that is what caught us in the second half. Guardiola's passing, Guardiola was the worst player. I don't know. Again, Bayaji says, did he mean 0010? I think Bayaji, he meant about Florian words. I got it. He meant about Florian words. He meant about Florian words. I didn't get the joke because I didn't get the joke because I counted 9 appearances for Florian words. Apparently it's 10. Apparently it's 10. I don't know. I think I missed one appearance of Florian words, but yeah, Woods, zero goals, zero assists, 10 appearances. And yesterday, all of the Liverpool fans on social media were telling, they made compilation videos of Florian words. They were telling, did you watch how well Florian Wirtz played? Supreme performer. He dominated the entire Real Madrid team and all of those things. But where are the goals made? Where are the assists? And yesterday, I think Liverpool fans also with Trent, they just booed Trent. I don't know if that is the right thing or not. He's won so much for you guys. I just don't know if it was right to boo them, boo him or not. By this says yes. Last half an hour was nervous. It was more than nervous. I was thinking this is Monaco all over again. I think we need to do better. We need to do better managing that game, and especially in the last. I mean, it was bad for the last. The last 25 minutes for me they seemed like Brighton all over again. Because in Brighton as well, we were leading 1-0, and in the 70th minute, the manager brings on four midfield players, and then we just succumb to that. So it's the same thing that almost happened here. Qarabağ Chelsea 2-2, Villarreal lose to Pafos 1-0, City win Dortmund 4-1, Club Brugge draw to Barcelona 3-3. Inter finally make a comeback and win 2-1. Leverkusen, I think we have a match against Leverkusen as well. They defeat Benfica 1-0. Galatasaray are interesting, 3-0 against Ajax. Atlanta 1-0 against Marseille. Couple of interesting results. The Chelsea won, the Villarreal won, and of course the Dortmund Barcelona won. Bayaji says comms are mentioning Feyenoord game. I mean, yes, of course. Bayaji, of course. How can I forget it? The Feyenoord game. Of course, last season, right? The Feyenoord game. That was we thought we were getting back into the Premier League, and what we were 3-0 up or something with 25 minutes to go, and Feyenoord score make it 3-3. That was so demotivating by Aji that the entire season went down from there. Of course, how can you forget the final game? And the manager in that game was also that Ukrainian manager, I think, Shakhtar Donetsk, ex-Shakhtar Donetsk manager, I think someone. But of course, that final game just it's still that was so demotivating that night. That final game. How can you score three goals and lose? Bhai says Chelsea can't carry a back to supermarket. Ghante ka world champ. Their defense is. I mean, that's what I don't understand. Why they spend bloody 60 million on Garnacho and all of that stuff when they could have easily bought a better goalkeeper and a world class centre back. They just need one world class centre back and one good goalkeeper. Then, I mean, if Chelsea do what Liverpool did, like bringing Van Dijk in and bring Alisson in, I think Chelsea will compete for the title. They only need to do those two signings, but they do all other signings except those two. उनको निको ओराइली चाहिए था. Why the hell do they need O'Reilly? What will he do with them? What will they won't ask about? Fix your defense. Sanchez is not good enough for Champions League. Chelsea are a weird piece of this thing. You spend almost $2 billion, £2 billion, and you still don't have a good goalkeeper and a good centre back. Their centre backs are just shit. I don't know how Liverpool lost against them. That was a big surprise, to be honest. But anyway, the defense was absolutely poor. But the entire team, up to Nico Gonzalez, Nunez, Nico Riley, I mean, except Guardiola, everyone was good. And because it's a central defender, you can see how vital he is. So because he's a central defender, I just think his mistakes show up more. But Donnarumma again just saved us. Donnarumma absolutely saved us, to be honest. Anyway, just to finish off on that 130 thing, Bayaji, because even I wanted to tell it loud so many times. I think they'll have to, especially in the Champions League, they'll have to take care of the subcontinent viewers. Because anyway, at this time it's around 3 o'clock in US, and and most of them will be at work. I just don't think the US viewers are watching anyway. So I think if you lose subcontinent viewers as well with your stupid timing, I just don't think there's enough revenue. This thing there. I mean, 1:30 is just to this thing because it's almost 3:34 by the time you sleep, and that's it. The next entire day is uh, gone. Anyway, guys, thank you Bayaji and thank you JSK for joining me. Was a good watch. It was a fantastic watch, especially with you guys around. It was never dull. It was a great watch. And anyway, see you all guys and